welcome to Ecoholics. In this video, we are going to understand what are the different climatic challenges that Indian economy faces and what are the different questions that are going to be posed on this topic in the competitive examinations of the year 2024, whether it is UGC NET or Indian Economic Service exam or MA entrance examinations over the country or any other economics related examination. Current affairs topics are plenty, but environmental and climatic challenges is a topic which can pose various questions for all of these exams. So let's prepare ourselves and do watch this video till the end because I have a very special gift for you. So stay tuned. Let's begin with our lecture, climatic changes and climatic challenges versus Indian economy. Now, we know that in this situation of economic and climatic emergencies happening over the world, we need to know what is the best suitable solution of climatic emergency for Indian economy. We are a growing economy and we are growing at a very fast rate. And our growth and development is a major concern because we are industrializing also. We have a lot of things happening over the service sector as well. We are also having a lot of major shift in the banking spectrum as well. So there are various things which are happening in Indian economy vis-a-vis the development process. But to keep this development sustainable, we need to take certain steps. So let's understand the common problems and the problems of climatic change that we are facing right now in Indian economy and what can be asked related to it in your exams. So let's begin. The very first thing is related to the impact that may happen on agriculture. We know that India presently is a service-oriented economy, but nonetheless, agricultural sector still contributes very importantly for the country, and India's employment contribution, which means that people who are employed in a certain sector are heavily employed in the agricultural sector. So it means that it is also serving massive livelihoods. And so we need to understand what can be the challenges posed of climatic change on agriculture of the country. Firstly, if we talk about the crop rotation or the cropping pattern. We have seen that over the 2 decades, the climatic urgencies and climatic change has been massive. So cropping pattern also has changed. Now we also know that organic farming is happening on the side and supplementing the agricultural sector both for domestic production and consumption as well as export and import. However, we need to also pay attention to detail that the cropping pattern that has changed for understanding or for acclimatizing the ultimate goal of selling the products might also have a negative impact on the crops, on the soil. For example, let's say sugarcane. Now, the crop sugarcane takes up a lot of water. And if it's grown in an area which has scanty water or which does not have enough adequate water supply, then imagine that it is not just going to be wrong for the sugarcane crop, but it will also be very wrong for that particular area because it will have to contribute to the supply of water only exclusively for this crop, right? So this is problem number 1 under agriculture. Then we also talk about the soil salinity issue. Over the years, we have also seen because of the usage of pesticides and fertilizers soon after the first green revolution itself, we have seen that the soil has become saline over the years and more acidic. Now, even if we are shifting back to organic farming, we know that if a climatic emergency has to occur, we need to have sustainability in that soil, which is a current challenge. many farmers at various areas of the country are having this major challenge. Also, because industrial sector is also on the outskirts of various places where agriculture is a prime location. So soil acidification and salination can also occur because of the hard water or acidic water that has been drained out by these industries into the water bodies that are also going to circulate water in the agricultural fields. So this also poses a challenge, and this is also of major concern for us. So this is what majorly is about the impact on agriculture. Then secondly, we talk about the water resources. Now, we know that more than 10 cities in our country presently are having water crisis, meaning that there is a real hardship of getting clean and drinkable water. And which means that these cities and the subsequent states somewhere down the line are not able to manage the water supply. On the other hand, if we look at the current situation of water storage, we are very adequately storing the water. The rainwater storage is pretty good for Indian economy. However, if we talk about the supply of water through rivers is a major issue, because probably because of the geographical problems or border issues, or it can also happen because of various mismanagement of water supply. So we know, at the top of my head, we can count some states and cities like Bangalore or Karnataka, even Maharashtra, parts of Maharashtra and Gujarat, Rajasthan. These are some places where water crisis is a major problem, and if it is not catered to sooner, it will become a massive problem, because we are into a situation of exceedingly fast growth. We need to also make it sustainable, and for Indian economy, water can be a major issue or a major concern in the next decade. And so there are many startups. If you read the current affairs, there are many startups who are working for water recycling. Okay. Rainwater harvesting is, of course, a major thing that has been happening and still is happening. Water recycling and filtration machines are now being built so that sustainably these cities can recycle their existing water and filter it to a certain extent that they can also drink it again. So that's what is about the water resources. Then the next thing is regarding health. Now, we know that, of course, Indian economy is growing and the growth is taking place at a really good rate. 6.8% to 7% of growth rate is a great growth rate amidst all of these economic issues happening in the world. However, we need to also hold and understand whether just growth rate is important for us or a holistic development is important. And I feel down the line, holistic development is much more important. Because of climatic change, there have been so many issues, like firstly, if we talk about air pollution, Delhi has been nominated as one of the most populated cities in the whole world a number of times, and which is not a good thing. And the air quality index is just declining year on year. Air purification systems are subsiding year on year, and they are just faltering because of the kind of air pollution, the kind of particulate matter that is suspended in the air is making people unable to breathe. Even doctors and researchers, medical researchers have mentioned that if you're living in these cities specifically which have a very extremely bad air quality index, then you can see that in a couple of years you will automatically develop an autoimmune disorder of breathing. and lungs issue. So this becomes a major challenge, right? Then secondly, we have one is of course air pollution. Then the second is even though we are growing and health amenities and facilities are definitely growing, but so are growing weird and uncertain diseases like cancer are pretty common now and are pretty much happening at a large frequency, and much has to contribute to climatic change as well. Because of the climatic change and because of its negative impact on agriculture and food products, and then of course the transition happening to humans, all in all, it seems to be a pretty negative scenario, and it needs to get contained. Then thirdly, if we talk about in health, not just diseases like cancer, but there are also further more problems because of, let's say heat wave. Now, this year specifically, it has been already announced that not just India, but for the whole world, 50 degrees Celsius is going to be the new normal from now on. It means that we can expect every summer to be as hot as 50 degrees Celsius, which is of course quite a scorching heat. And this means that heat wave is going to not just burn our skin, but also be very, very harmful because of the ultraviolet rays coming down. So this becomes a major challenge again, and because of heat wave, there are numerous of health issues that people are facing, like dehydration or drowsiness, and further on even let's say certain diseases related to blood pressure disorders. So this becomes a major challenge as well. Then next we have infrastructure and urban planning. Now we know that because let's say India is a growing economy, emerging economy, fast growing economy. So urban planning and infrastructural development has to go hand in hand, but population also is a major issue because of the increasing population and because of the frequent, we can say, migration and urbanization. You can say that urban planning, smart city project, sustainable planning, all of these things now have become the need of the hour. So climate change is of a major concern, but because of the negative impact of climate change, the infrastructure and the urban planning needs to be in such a manner now that it can consolidate and it can cope up with the negative impact of climate change, with the uncertainties that environment can pose in the future. Let's say the dams that we are building need to be strong enough so that it can bear a landslide or an avalanche or any such disaster that may happen in the future because of a certain shake. Or if any infrastructure that is getting built in a certain residence which is, let's say, up the hill, what are the problems that uphill may face, or what are the climatic actions that are needed for a hilly or a mountainous terrain, or for a slope terrain or a valley terrain, or for a terrain which has rivers and a common problem of flooding. Okay, so infrastructure and urban planning according to this needs to be developed, and that becomes again a major challenge. Next, we have energy and transportation. Energy and transportation, because we are shifting now with other forms of energy which are renewable forms of energy, let's say solar energy and wind energy and hydel energy and many further. So at the top of the mind, these are the three which are very, very helpful and to provide energy units, and we are also targeting these three majorly. But renewable energy is not a miracle. It requires a certain infrastructure to be built and a lot of investment has to be made. And if such climatic problems and climatic uncertainties occur at a lot of frequency, then we will not be able to achieve our aim of providing renewable energy supply to all the parts of the country, because we are not just talking about plains, we are talking about plateaus, we are talking about valleys, mountains, steepy slopes, and many such more terrains that we have in the whole country. So this is, of course, a major issue of infrastructure with relation to energy. Also, transportation, building of roads and bridges and means of transportation, means of logistics is a major solution to all the different challenges. But building these pieces of infrastructure is also not a piece of cake, because let's say building roads and roads on mountain is highly prone to landslides type of a region, becomes a major challenge, not just because roads have to be built at such a high terrain. No, that's not the challenge. We have equipments and everything, but landslides or avalanches or certain such things or earthquakes are not man-made. They are natural disasters. So what is the extent to which these infrastructural forms are going to sustain is a major challenge, right? So what is the longevity of these roads and bridges and these different tunnels is a major challenge. Let's say if we build it and if we build it today, but after 2-3 years, let's say there's a major disaster that comes up and it's a threat to that infrastructure as well, and of course to the life and property, and it devastates everything. Now the life and property and economy and all the money that has gone into building such type of infrastructure also gets, demolished, and government has to start again from the scratch, right? So these are the different issues and challenges that we may face and we are currently facing as well in Indian economy with relations to climatic change. Of course, growth is also a major factor. Growth overall encapsulates all of these points, and so sustainable growth is something that we need to achieve with the mindset of how climatic change is going to impact on the Indian economy. Right now, I told you all that before this video that if you stay tuned to this video, I'm going to share you something very special. So in the description below, you may find 20 very important questions related to this topic, which are short examination related points and tips. So go on and look at those questions. They are open to all, and you can just read them and understand what is the depth of climatic emergency and climatic change and how can it negatively impact the Indian economy. If you have certain opinions about this topic, I'm sure you're going to write in the description in the comment section below. So I am going to come again with more such informative videos. Till then, stay tuned to Ecoholics.